Okay, so we're going to talk about our progressions module, which is built originally for mastery of gymnastics, but you're welcome to use it with anything else that requires mastery in order to advance to different progressions, such as Olympic lifting. So the first thing I'll do is I'll go to Coach Tools and I'll go down to my exercise database. And this is a database for obviously a lot more than just exercises. So when I click the drop down, I'll go ahead and choose progressions down here at the bottom. So a progression is made up of steps and levels. So let me go ahead and just add a new one here. And I'm just going to call this new progression. Okay. So we have level 1 and then we have step 1. And you can add as many steps as you want. And a step is meant to take place on a given day. So for instance, if you have step 1, step 2, step 3, you might assign those on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And in order to advance to the next level, the user, the athlete, has to actually input that they have mastered the steps. So there's feedback on the user side. So let's just say that step 1 is going to be A, an exercise routine A, and then we have a video to go along with it. And then we want to add B, and we do that, and then we add C. All right, now let's say that they master A and B, but they don't master C. The next week, they're still going to be at level 1. They won't advance to level 2. So they'll keep doing A, B, and C until they master C, and only then will they move on to level 2. So if you want to set up level 2, then you're going to add level 2. And now you might have A1, and then a new step called A2, and then a new step called A3. All right, and then they have to master that in order to get to the next level. All right, so that's how it works. Now, you can also add supplemental steps, and a supplemental step cannot be mastered. It's meant to be a step that supplements the original step. So for instance, if you have something where you're trying to have someone do 10 muscle ups in a row on gym rings, in order to help them kind of get that, you might have a supplemental step that says do some hollow holds, for 30 seconds, three rounds, and that might be a supplemental step. All right. So if we have something like this, we can go ahead and submit to create it. And I'm just going to stick to my original example of gymnastic progressions here, which is 2 blocks or just 2 levels. Okay. So we have a 2-level gymnastics progression, and we're going to go ahead and use that. So to program this, we go back to the calendar, and on the calendar, I'm going to go ahead and add an item like I would normally. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to more, and I'm going to add a progression, and then I can select on gymnastics progression. And I can go ahead and select the step. Now this one has 3 steps per level. So again, add a step per day at any kind of frequency you want, and only when all 3 steps are mastered is the athlete then bumped up to the next level. So you will program the level, say for 6 weeks, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 6 weeks, and if it has 6 levels and they master each level once a week, then that's just a straight, they're on pace and they're good to go. But let's say it's 4 levels and you have 10 weeks, maybe they master it in 6, maybe they master it in 4, maybe it takes all 10 to master it. But the point is that they actually have to acknowledge that they mastered all 3 steps in order to be advanced to the next level. So that's how progressions work. If you have any more questions, especially on the user side, feel free to create yourself a user profile as an athlete and then assign yourself progressions so you can kind of see what that looks like from the athlete perspective.